Okay, my friends, so welcome to the next testing video. In this video, we're going to test February 2018. So this page, we're going to try and go a little bit faster in this video than the last one. I'm sure it does get a little bit boring just watching me test currency pairs, but it is for your own benefit and it is a very useful lesson in watching for knowing exactly how to trade this system and strategy. Okay, so pause just a minute. Just going to make sure this is in the hourly, and I'm going to speed it up a bit so we get to the end of January. Okay, so there we're in the 1st of February now. Did I go too fast? Yes, I did go too fast. So I'm just going to restart that. And we'll hit start. Okay, so just going to slow her down now a bit. So we get the 1st of February. Okay, so one more. Okay, so now we're printing for 1st of February, and okay, so this is 8 AM and we're just going to draw our lines. We're just going to zoom in so we actually see it. I'm going to draw our buy and sell lines. We're going to slow it way down. We're going to go to the 5 minutes and we're going to hit play. So I've got the buy and sell lines both open. We're waiting for okay, so there's the buy above that. Our stop loss is down there. And orders we can just F2 and we can put new markets in, orders in, so we can put the stop loss and stuff in. Okay, and we're just going to speed this up. Okay, there's moving nicely. And that's kind of around the end of the day there. So 5 p.m. that's 6 p.m. there. So we'll just close the end of the day. We'll close this trade here. So a nice start to the month, and we're going to move on to the next trading day. So you can see we got in here and sold up there. Okay, so we're coming into the 2nd of February. By the way, as you seen in the last video, there's a timer down the bottom. It shows me the time, so 7:45. There we go. So this is the 8 a.m. candle. See here, and we are. I'm gonna in this video. I'm gonna try and, as I say, I'm gonna try and go a little bit faster than previous, so we actually aren't sitting. You aren't sitting listening to my voice too much. I'm sure it can get a little bit annoying. Especially when I start to speak fast and, as I say, start to speak in the Irish accent. It does sometimes get a little bit hard to understand me. Sounds like I'm speaking in riddles. Okay, so, but certainly not speaking in riddles when it comes to this strategy, system, as you're seeing in the previous video and this one here. So we're just going to hit play, and okay, so we have the buy line penetrated. Kind of wanted a couple of pips above. So you can see, just pause that there, it actually hit the line. And what I'm going to do here is just I'm going to measure stop loss here. Stop loss is going to be 480. I'm going to go F2, common. So we'll put in a stop loss. 480. Okay, so you can see your stop loss, and we're going to buy. That should have been one lot. Okay, so I have to fill that on. I've got a stop loss, and we'll just speed this up. Okay, so there it took us out, no problem. Move on to the next day. And there is methods for getting in the opposite trade as it takes you out, but that is for a separate course, and this course is directed for beginners. Okay, so trying to make it as least complicated as possible. It's an entry strategy system into Forex. So we're looking for people who are looking to trade Forex. If you're just beginner, more advanced, it is a very good system to be using. I keep on saying strategy just so I'm used to saying it, but it is a system. We just take the trades as they come. Okay, so we're just going to slow this down. Okay, so we have the sell line penetrated there. And we have the buy line penetrated. Okay, so what we can do now is we simply put in the order what we need to do. So 124.38, 124.36, and stop loss is going to be 24.20. Okay, so we just do F2. We'll put in our order of one lot. Put in our stop loss. That's in real time. This is what you can do. You can put it in just before it happens. 2462 stop loss, and sorry, cancel that. Orders, new pending order. Okay, so at price 1.2436. Stop loss is 1.2462, and take profit, we'll do that manually. Okay, so we don't know. There we go, sell, and one lot. Okay, so this order. So it's not going to let us do that. So just watch it closely here. We could be getting a buy, and we do. Okay, so I'm just going to pause this. So we're going to go orders, F2, and this is opposite. So the take profit, stop loss 124.360, and one lot. I want to go and do a buy. Okay, let me just let this work it out. Okay, so there's your stop loss hit. Okay, in the system we just take the trade. Stops us out. We're looking to make money over the month. Okay, so there we go. Just pause this. And technically, trading wise, you're looking to be making profit over the year. So back test, you can get your numbers right, you can get trade size right, and then all you have to do is trade the system. Take the trades as they come, and knowing that you've back tested it, knowing that you're over time it'll work out, you just let it be. Okay, so we have a sell line here. Let's enter this manually. Okay, so the buy line is penetrated. I'm just going to zoom in here, just have a look. Okay, and you can see it didn't hit the line, so it's not a trade. Okay, so we've got a buy. There, and we've got a stop loss there. So let's see what it'll let us do. Market order. Orders. New pending order. Buy limit, 1 lot, price $1.2480. Sorry, 24280. And stop loss is 0.2374. The 85, that's a bit close. Yeah, that's better. So I've done that there, so just hit play. Okay, so nothing happening yet. Okay, so that's our sale. So this is 1:30 UK time, so this is around news time usually in the US, so I'm always aware if it spikes down or up at this time of the day. So we're in our trade. And it's not too far off the end of the day there, so we'll take that and we'll move on. Okay, so that was around the end of the day there. We took our profit and we got out. Oh, I'm straight past that. Let's have a look at this. Okay, you can see this is actually another. Lapse in concentration there, sorry about that. But this is another entry here. See, pierced and would have been in here. So just follow this down here, see where it ends up. Candle here broke it. It's around about 2 p.m. So we'll see where it finishes off. Okay, so that's around about 4 o'clock there, and you can kind of change the character towards the end of the day. So that would have been a nice trade there that we would have got out of. You can see a nice 20, around about 26 pips. So another 260. So we'll just add that onto that at the end of the month. So I'll write that down, 260. So 380 profit so far, and we're going to move on to the next day. Right, sorry about that. But I hope you're getting the hang of how it works. Very powerful, as you can see. Very simple. Okay, so next day we are I just want to make sure that this all slowed down, and I'll try and go through these again quickly. Okay, so we'll have our byline penetrated. Okay, so it's a sell. As you can see, penetrate the sell line. I'm just going to slow this down. So around about lunchtime UK now. Let's pause this. Okay, so sorry about that, I had to go to the little man's room. So this trade worked out, we exited here, and we're on to the next day. But what I was talking about there is, it was close to the end of the day, and this was like 40 pips in, and I left it running. We would have got out here. Okay, so next day. Okay, so just going to zoom in here, draw our zones. So I hope it's all making sense so far. There's a bit of a time-consuming testing, but that's why I'm doing it for you here. So you can just go out and make sure you trade it. Okay, practice first and then you can go live. Okay, so 7 o'clock, now we have a breakout of the buy line. Okay, so this is the end of the hour and we're just going to wait for okay, we'll hit play. Slow it right down so we know when to enter. Okay, so the reason I've done that was this is the sell line penetrated now. So okay, that's our target lines for a buy or sell. The other one gets hit first. Okay, so there we end the trade. And now we're just going to speed it up a bit. Okay, another thing to watch out for, if it does drop, like you could do good drops, 30-40 pips, always good just to take them also. Instead of waiting for, like sometimes there's 20 pips already. Okay, so coming up to the end of the day, and I'm going to close out at the end of the day. Nothing's happening. That was at 4:30 there, so okay, end of the day is UK time. If you want to trade on, you can, but the system is for the Euro session. Okay, so there we go. Zoom out and going to draw our I can slow right down here because we've got our buy and our sell in this. Zoom in. Okay, and we're just going to hit play. Okay, so we're in the sell trade. Now we'll speed her up. Right, so it's always good to know how many pips does a spike down, sorry. Okay, so slow her down, right? Okay, so it's around about 3 o'clock. An hour and a half to go, you're around 20 pips. Money, it's always a good time. So 10 pips there minus the spread. And we'll move on to the next day. Did drop down a little bit further, as you can see. Zoom out. Okay, done that quick. We are getting a lot of lines in the chart, but it's going good. And we'll speed this next hour up so we'll get our buy and sell penetrations. Okay. We have them here. Okay, so slow her down and let this see where direction we were getting a signal in. We're on the 13th of February, my birthday, 2018. Okay, so we're in the buy. Or we're just going to speed her up. Okay, so we're coming around 4 p.m. now. We are good 20 pips in profit near the end of the day. Good time to take profit. Okay, and then we move on to the next day. It's always good, instead of, doesn't have to be exactly 5 o'clock. Profit close to the end of the day, you can take the trade, take the profit. Okay, draw our lines. And just lower down a bit for this hour. Okay, so we have a buy, sell line here. And buy line here. I'm going to slow down, see if we get a signal. Okay, we're in a sell. Now we're going to speed her up a bit. So I'll just pause, see how many pips are in. Let's let her run a bit further. It's 2 p.m. UK. Okay, so there's a big drop around 3 p.m. UK, so I'm just going to slow this right down, and it's likely due to news. And if you see a drop like that and you're in the market, there's 873 pips. What you want to do is simply, thank you ma'am, take the profit. Okay, and go out and enjoy yourself for the rest of the day. Simply things, when that there kind of happens, that's what you do. Otherwise, that something like that could happen. And again, we don't know what's happening next, but when I see something like that there, I will obviously kind of take the profit. Especially if it's near the middle of the day. Go out and enjoy the rest of your day. Your profit's made. It's always good not to be too greedy. Spike down like that, you can take a profit, and that's probably likely around about news sometime. Not too sure. And you can see nicely for the month so far. So zoom out, and we need to get our we're going to zoom in. Okay, and so no penetration that hour. Okay, and we have penetration that hour right at the end on the sell side. Okay, so look at this. Okay, and that's actually a sell signal straight in the open, and we're going to speed it up. Again, we don't have a buy signal yet. Okay, so it's around about 4 p.m. on the daily. I guess it hasn't really been moving. We slow it down, kind of going, it's not going anywhere. You're running about break even, and you close the trade. You actually get a $20 profit there, but again, and you move on to the next day. It's not really doing nothing there, so that's what you do. See, it's just moving sideways, so good time, just move on to the next day and wait for the next. Okay, so and here. Okay, slower, speed it up a little bit for this hour. And we have the sell penetration here. We have the buy penetration in this candle. There we go. It's a sell trade, and our exit. This is up here. And again, you just measure these drops. So you're getting, like, there's 30-40 pips already. We'll just slow that down. So we're catching the break and then taking your profit. Right. If you're trading this in real time, this is what I like. It's so good to. Okay, you're here, you're 40 pips, it's 11 AM, been trading 2 hours, trading one lot. Instead of sitting in the trade for the rest of the day, you can take your profit. Okay, and move on to the next day. Look, what was that? 5 PM's around here. Did leave a little bit, 20 or so pips on the table, but so you've got to enjoy the rest of your day. It's totally up to you. If I was trading myself, that's what I would do. Take my profit and go out and enjoy the rest of the day. Okay, next one here. Let's delete these. Right. We're going to zoom in here. Buy line penetration. Okay, we're going to slow her down. No sell signal yet. We get getting a buy. We've got the finger on the trigger. Okay, so there we go. We're in a buy trade. We're just going to speed this up. Okay, so slow this down. This is the first penetration of the sell line. So, like that, you'll close and you'll take that as a loss. Okay, let me move on to the next day. Alright. Okay, so we have the sell line penetration here. Let's slow her down and let's see if we're going to get a signal here. Okay, so we're in the trade, and now we're just going to speed her up. We don't have a buy line penetration yet. Okay, so just have a look at that. It's around about 3 p.m. Okay, it hasn't been really, you can see the structure of the market here. Not really doing nothing, just ebb and flow, and you're near the end of the day, you're in a few 20 pip or so profit. Take the profit and go out. Otherwise that there can happen and then you're stuck in a trade to 5 p.m. So that's, like I said, near the end of the day, a couple of hours before, an hour and a half before, and you're in profit. Instead of sitting there waiting, just take your money and move on to the next trading day. Especially if it's moving like that, there's not really, you're not really getting them big spikes down. You just okay, so next we're going to draw next day. So not many days left of the month, and this will be a good testing video for you. There's going to be 2 of these. And next one, this is 2018, and then as the course evolves, we'll do testing periods closer to the date where the video is. So once every 6 months there'll be a testing video or whatever. So, and at the end of the day, if you were lucky enough to access this course free, it's free information and a very good trading system. Okay, we're going to zoom in. We actually have a sell penetration there. Okay, and we're just going to play. Okay, so there's the buy line penetrated. We wait for price to go through the line. And there is days like this. Okay, so we're coming down to the sell line now, number 3. So we've got a sell signal, and around the close of the day, and move on. It's just one of those days. Some days when you get days like that there and signals not happen, it's better just to stay out. But again, we're trading system, we just take the trades as they go. And see where we are at the end of each month. Okay. Sometimes you have to zoom out to get the price line. Over there, and we'll zoom back in to get the buy. Let's look at some of these lines because they're getting a bit annoying. Too many lines in the chart. Extremely long coaching lesson here, but extremely important. That's why the other videos are so short. So you actually get this one. Okay, so we're gonna okay, so this here is going to be our buy trade, and we're just going to slow her down. And there is a sell penetration also there, but we'll just see what happens here. Okay, so we're in the buy, and we're just going to start to speed her up. Okay, so look at what happened here. This was the sell penetration here. It didn't trigger the exit. We're around 2 p.m. Right. I would slow this down and be very careful if I was trading this live to actually exit the trade live here and just take the profit. Especially if we've seen that red candle starting. So what you do is just simply close. Take the profit, it's around about 3 p.m. Go out and enjoy the rest of the day. It did spike up a little bit more, yeah, but it's up to you. You can, me personally, I would simply exit profit, especially if the market's been going like this most of the day. I feel like leaving money on the table, but over the long run, it's what happens at the end of the month. Profit. And we're trading very little drawdown and maximum profit. Okay, so Okay, so got a big bullish bar here. Gonna slow her down. It's when the actual candle goes through the price, not the bid or ask, the candle. Okay, so nothing really happening. Again, there it's 3 p.m. and no trades triggered. You'll get days like this. What you do, you simply move on to the next day. And sometimes that's just part of trading. Okay. Sometimes you'll not get the trade you want. The best thing is we've kept our profit and we didn't give any ground. We're coming up to the end of the month, so okay, so just going to zoom in here.